up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right.
Hey everybody, I need a new intro. I want a new intro now. I want a new intro with updated pictures. Okay. I want I need somebody to cut teasers for me so that y'all can see stuff. Cause I see a lot of y'all didn't check out my podcast. That me feeling away. Y'all to come watch all this messy shit. But that's all right. They ain't gonna make me stop. We back, girl. And we back for Love and Marriage DC and Ready to Love. Okay, y'all make sure y'all like the video when y'all come in, girl. Okay. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the ridiculousness that is Ready to Love. Okay. I've been watching it and some of y'all wanted it, so I'm gonna come and talk to y'all about it. But it's hard for me to even watch Ready to Love. Like, I don't know what's going on with the show, but it is so hard. And I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you. Okay. Uh, that was just an ad. The shake was just an ad. Oh, you watch the podcast? Thank you. Thank y'all. I'm glad y'all checked it out. Child, that's just a way for me to like shame people who haven't. All of y'all who did, I appreciate y'all. But we'll see, because this video, we'll see how many people be on this video. All right. You know, they don't send out notifications. Girl, don't nobody be paying. I'll be like, all right, we just going to do this then. We just going to work, and then we just going to let the work be what it is. Okay? I still have Relax with Blue. I just haven't been posting over there. It's just hard. It's hard. Ever since I got the website and everything, it was just kind of like I don't really need the backup channel as much. But I'm definitely thinking about going back to doing ASMR. I might. We'll see. It was too funny for a lot of y'all. Y'all was making fun of me, so I ain't want to do it no more. But Ready to Love is so hard to watch. I literally watch it and I be like, I'm falling asleep. I'm on my phone. And so that's why I'm here. Because I feel like if I tell y'all what's going on, then, you know, maybe we can all make sense of this. Okay? After watching Jonique's interview with Crystal, this show is fake. Turns out the producers kept Blake all this time for ratings. Oh, we know that. Oh, come on. That's easy. That's easy, Miss Divine Mo. I've been telling y'all for seasons that on Ready to Love, they keep the most problematic people for as long as they possibly can, simply in order to upset the audience, especially if they feel like they don't have anything else going on. And it's really annoying because I think as a viewer of this show, we've realized how much we miss. Like, there are dates we don't see, there are interactions we don't see. We'll get to the end and they'll be like, oh, well, really my top was this and this. And we never even saw interactions between them. So I feel like, I don't know if their production team is able to keep up with the dates or the interactions, and it makes me feel like Ready to Love needs to change formats. Y'all are in a process, but the process is hugely produced. The people are dating other people and we don't even see it. Like, it's not being done properly at this point. I don't know, what Will Packer and them doing down there, okay? But it needs somebody to come in and redo it. Do it over. Try again. Come back. Because y'all took a break and, we got this season. And even though, this season has had its interesting moments, it's still not giving. And it hasn't been given in a while. And I'm just looking at the people that produce over there on, like, who are the production people? Who decides what shows are greenlit over there at OWN? I want to have conversations. I want to know. Because I do feel like a lot of the content is problematic. I think people really love to think their old-fashioned ideals on relationships are good when in essence they are not. They are lies. And a lot of, I feel like what is promoted on OWN is very like misogynistic, unbalanced versions of relationships between women and men. And Ready to Love is one of those things. But at least back in the day, if it was given toxic, it was at least given honest toxicity. Now we dealing with toxicity that feels produced and like y'all lying to us. But they have been like keeping the problematic people on the show around for seasons in order to keep people engaged, because it's like they don't really want to have to shoot all of the dates that people are going on. And are these dates even interesting? Because sometimes they go on dates and I just be like, oh my God, how many times am I going to have to rewind this scene just so I can catch the little tidbits of information we get from some of these dates? That's another thing. The way we get information from the dates, oh my God, it's they chop it up in such a way that the conversation is just really, really not, it's not flowing. It doesn't make sense a lot of the times, you know? No, Bondi. Jonique broke all the way down. The men wanted Sue-Ann to go too, but Blake threatened to leave. So instead of both of them gone, the producers decided to get rid of Jonique. Oh, okay. So you saying that she went home so that Sue-Ann and Blake can stay because Blake wanted Sue-Ann to stay even though they wanted to send Sue-Ann home. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense at all, considering the fact that Sue-Ann didn't have any other connections besides Blake and Anthony, and that felt forced. And Jonique had several. She had Tony that was really hot behind her. She had Lyndon that she had a nice little vibe with, and they sent her home. It was obvious that it was some fugaziness going on. The show doesn't give authentic at all. The dates are boring, and that's why it's just kind of like y'all are gonna have to figure out ways to make these things more entertaining. Like, honestly, I think the concept of having them all in one house, they need to go back to that. I know they want to like have this process go on for a long time, but I personally believe they need to have people that can go on job leave for a certain amount of time and come and live in that damn house to collect the paycheck, okay, and date and give us some content that we can actually cover. Cameras all around the house, okay, and everything. It works when it comes to the Netflix shows. There are a whole bunch of dating shows on Netflix where they bring people to an island, to one house, and everybody has to date. And then we see how it goes from there. But it's a controlled environment. So it's not all of this shit happening and we don't know what's happening. The drama that is happening, we get to see it. Whereas on Ready to Love, there's a lot of shit that happens and we never even get to see it. So I just think they need to change the format. And I want to start off by saying that because I rewound this episode so many times in order to get the notes, because it just kept like, and I'm back in my phone. And I'm back in my phone. Okay. Yes, the resort is much better. But that's not surprising to me that they did that. They were always playing Jonique to the side as if she wasn't respectable enough to be on the show because she was young and projected herself a certain way. To me, Jonique looks good on paper, but the way she talks and how young she seems, I feel like a lot of them, you know, kind of put her in this "you're beneath me" type of vibe, and I don't think that's really who she is at all. I think that's the way they projected her on the show. So yeah. Girl, what was that? Is it about the rain, girl? I hope not. I don't feel like going to get them dogs. But anyway, so Andre and his weird hair are back. Y'all, Andre and his hair. Andre. As a woman, it's like when your hair is short and you really want to put it in a ponytail. It's not long enough yet, but you really want to put it in a ponytail. So you put the front part, that's the longest part, in a ponytail. And then you leave the rest, the back, out. And when you're a baby, this is cute. When you're a little toddler and your little girl's growing her hair out, it's cute. It's adorable. But when you're a grown-ass man, it gives what's happening. What are we doing? Why is this happening? I don't know, but I don't like it. But he's back. So now he has to rebuild all his connections. Jeffrey is hoping that Andre felt she handled Sue and Blake with grace. They stayed connected while he was out as well. They talked more than anybody. And it's another situation where And I say she look good on paper because she's smart and she has her own business. And like on paper, she matches with the rest of these women. But because of the way she presents, they, kind of act like she's beneath them. And I can tell that that's what they're doing. I don't like it. That's why you don't judge a book by its cover. But I think a lot of what people feel is that Jonique might, bust the windows out your car. She that type of young. Those type of thick young women with a lot of leg strength that can, push past security guards and beat the shit out of you, your new girlfriend, and fuck your car up and have money waiting on her so she can get out on bail. Yeah. It gives you can't mistreat Jonique because she gonna get young girl on you is what it gives. And what a lot of the crazy men on the show are trying to avoid is a woman that can be crazier than them. And I think that's how they viewed Jonique. But anyway, yes. Jeffrey and Andre's relationship. Now when Andre left, Cynthia was at the top. But Andre felt the way about the fact that Mercedes did not check on him while he was gone. I feel like that should show you that I think Mercedes gives fake sweet girl. Fake sweet girl. It's not real. But also I felt like how entitled of you to have all of these women that you're talking to and to impress upon Mercedes that she's wrong and she's fucked up because she wasn't worrying about you when you were gone. Like, would you have been worrying about her? Like, especially with all of the women that you talking to? That's another thing. Like, I hate about this show is that one date, this person is the top. We get to the next episode, it's a completely different person, and we have no explanation of how we got here. Okay? Anthony talks to Marcia and Morgan about, they basically both feel as if he doesn't apply enough pressure on camera. When they are on their dates, when they're in the process, it seems as if he's not as interested. But when, he talks to them when they're alone or when he's with them and they get the cha-cha slide together, then all of a sudden the energy is a little bit different. So both women have the same complaint about Anthony. And it feels as if Anthony may be one of those men that doesn't express his true feelings and may project something and something else is going on the inside. And that's very scary for women. I think for a lot of women, we don't vocalize it. But the biggest fear that women have in interacting with men is how y'all pretend to be nice or good when essentially y'all are like the fucking worst. Meaning that when times get bad or things get hard or you don't get your way, all of a sudden, you turn into like the weirdest, misogynistic, crazy, controlling dude. And the woman is completely caught off guard because you were supposed to be nice and a sweet guy and understanding. And when you're that type of guy, even if you get upset, you don't handle things a certain way. And so it was just, I don't know. The whole situation is just weird when the dude is just like smiling nervously, not really explaining anything. And the women are just like, you're not applying enough pressure. Like, what's going on? Like, talk, say words, Anthony. Let us know what's on your mind. Are you not feeling them? Are you nervous about handling all of these women at the same time? Is that what it is? Do we not want to be on the show? I need some articulation. Okay. Lyndon talks about how Mercedes friend zoned him. I'm telling y'all, Mercedes is giving fake nice girl, which is creepy. I'm going to point it out. You don't get that a lot from women. It's creepy for you to be, oh my God, Mercedes, she's so cute, she's so sweet, and she be knifing these niggas, okay? You was gone, out of sight, out of mind, nigga. Oh, well. Then, with Lyndon seems really sweet, but I think that once she figured out that Lyndon wanted to keep that roommate, she wasn't going to be like Corvea and straight up tell him why. She was just going to slide him into the friend zone and play it safe. Okay? What else? Tony likes everybody but Sue-Ann. I wanted to talk about that. Tony is all over the place. Okay? Men are not talkers. Y'all know that. It's funny to me that men can talk in business, that men can run their mouths about women, men can vocalize the negative feelings that they have about women and their attitudes about sex. They can vocalize all of those things. They can talk about football and basketball. They can find the language when they want to say something. But when it comes to feelings and shit, because you don't exactly know your feelings, because you don't really know yourself. All you know is the outward projection of what you should look like as a man. Then yeah, it's hard for you maybe to talk about how you feel because you simply haven't checked in to find out. And that's a you problem, not a me problem, not a us problem. So men not being talkers, as much as y'all think that shit gonna fly, I think what I have found is that you can keep not talking. And when I stop talking, you should be worried. I'm really over it. I'm over the we can't do this, so you shouldn't expect it. You can do it. You can do it. You can find the language for everything else. I mean, they say you niggas created said language, and now all of a sudden you're not good at speaking the language that you created. It's crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Talking nor feelings are assigned to a gender. Stop caping for these men, child. I listen, I just can't do it. They don't know what to say when they are checked by women. Well, most people don't know how to like pivot if they're being checked. A lot of people don't know how to like take accountability if they're being checked. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the whole thing with Anthony is that you're not even vocalizing like what you're feeling about these women in a way that assures them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just in these moments that he's not speaking when they're both talking to him. They're talking to him about the fact that he doesn't apply pressure, that he doesn't, talk or interact as much when they're around each other in front of everybody. Like what Morgan said, they talked on the phone all night and then the next day he didn't even speak to her. That's weird. That's not just I'm not talking. That's I'm withholding communication because I'm thinking something that I don't want to say or I'm not ready to say or communicate. To me, that's usually how these things go. You haven't said anything because you ain't ready yet, because you haven't calculated what you want to do yet or what you want to say or what lie you want to come up with to accommodate for what you're not showing in action, because they're talking about him not being in action. Him not being able to respond vocally to me just speaks on the fact that there's something going on there that he doesn't want to be honest about. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're not really interested in them. Maybe you just want to stay on the show. I don't know. But Anthony, we need vocalization, good sir. Okay. But yes, the women feel that Anthony is inconsistent, basically. Tony likes everybody but Suanne. Y'all heard what I said. Tony like everybody but Suanne. Jonique is sent home, but she does so gracefully. She was like, I'm going to find my man. He's just not here. I was like, girl, no, he's not. I don't think any of those men, I'm sorry, like, there are some men on this show that seem like nice men. Don't get me wrong. But I think the type of man that Jonique needs, I don't think any of these men had the swag or the intention to be the type of man that would attract Jonique, for real. Like, Jonique needs the Lemuel. You know what I'm saying? She needs like the recovered street nigga. He used to be, but he's not anymore. And he's not trying to go back to it. Now he has a business. He works for himself now. Maybe a car cleaning business. Or, real, nice. He do the whole little, detail for your car and everything. Real nice business. Get him in a lot of good money. You know what I'm saying? Little hustle type shit. But got some businesses in his name. Own his house, own his car. Might have a crazy baby mama or two. But nothing that Jonique can't handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jonique gonna need somebody that has some edge, but also some suave about them. And I didn't see edge and suave from any of those men. And I'm going to just go ahead and say it. That's no disrespect. Blue, I do wonder what's going on with you sometimes, Blake gives crazy. Tony gives sneaky. Anthony gives sneaky. Andre is like, I don't know. It gives, what do I want to say? Because it's like fake positivity, but not really. Like, because I don't think Andre's fake or anything, but it's just something. It's something with Andre, and it's not suave. It's just not. Lyndon, same. Sweet guy, not suave. DeMarcus, you could have given that, but the way you flipped into an angry toddler having a temper tantrum over Jeffrey kissing Mark Anthony, no. Mark Anthony is cool, but Mark Anthony also has some type of pretty boy bullshit going on. Superiority. Him and Blake have that in common. I think they like to make the women feel like they're slightly beneath them in some way. I'm not sure exactly, but it's some vibe I'm picking up on with Mark Anthony. Outside of that, he's the most aggressive. He's attractive. He has like the debonair factor going as far as being handsome. But again, somewhat of an asshole in a way that don't nobody want to deal with. Okay? So yeah. I feel like Jonique needs a different type of man that was on this show. Cynthia was upset at the men for not using the lifeline to save Jonique. And I feel like now that we know what happened, thanks to, where you at, boo, in the comments? Because I didn't forgot the name already. But yes, Miss Divine Mo, shout out to Miss Divine Mo for putting us up on game, because she let us know that the reason why Jonique was kicked off was because they wanted to kick Suan off. But because production wanted to keep Blake's problematic ass on for entertainment value, he leveraged him being on the show with Suan, which meant they sent Jonique home, even though Jonique had more connections than Suan, and they really wanted to send Suan's ass home. So now we realize why Cynthia was so upset, because Cynthia was visibly shaking her head and upset when they sent Jonique home. Anthony is still not showing Suan what she wants to see. Anthony is the only other man that's interested in Suan, and that's what makes me feel like there's something untrustworthy about Anthony. All of the other men can't even fake the funk with Suan. They know that she's for Blake. They don't really like her. Her energy is weird to them. She has that superiority bullshit going for her as well. And she kind of gives like, she's pretty, she's attractive, but there's like an old lady vibe to Suan. And I think that's that male identified, I'll do anything for the appeasement of a man mindset that Suan has. That shit can be unattractive sometimes, even to other men. You know what I'm saying? So either way, because it's like a lot of pressure. Like, I don't know what it is, like a lot of pressure. It's weird. But the men didn't like Suan, and they wanted to send her ass home. But unfortunately, she was not sent home. But when she on this date with Anthony and she feel like he not showing her enough energy until they started dancing, and then it was cool again, I was just kind of like, that's because that man is not really interested in you. And he did what he could do in order to have a good moment with you. But it just makes me think that I'm thinking Anthony is all over the place for a reason, because you really are. Why are you even on a date with Suan and she's saying that you're not really showing her anything? That means you're not really into her. So why are you going on a date with her, Anthony? Anthony's all over the place. So this some bull. They both should have gone home. Sue and Bullethead. I agree. Jeffrey told Mark Anthony that she had Crohn's disease this episode when they went on a date. He didn't know what it was, but they talked and he kissed her. And it seemed like a really nice moment. But there is something about Jeffrey that I feel like, even though I like Jeffrey, I can't trust. Like, you seem to have really, really close connections with all of these niggas. And I just don't believe that. I'm sorry. Then he turns around talking about Mark Anthony and goes on a date with Mercedes and makes out with her. So he's making out with everybody. And none of the women are going to get really upset about it, from what I understand. So it's really going to annoy me the way the men handle this. The men can go around making out with all of the women, but the women can't go around making out with all of the men. Y'all do realize these things don't work that way. Morgan is applying more pressure to Tony. Okay, and it's working because she's at the top, and she was at the top until Jonique. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing Jonique went home. So now Tony can really just keep his fight between Morgan and Marcia. Morgan meets up with Blake, and it seemed like completely weird that they did this, because this should have been a he was going home type of sit down, but it wasn't. She just basically wanted to meet up with him so she could tell him that he wasn't shit. Morgan meets with Blake to talk about him attacking her about wanting to have kids. And we remember this from that very first, first two episodes when they had their first mixer and they were interacting. He was like, basically like, so you're going to want kids, and 80% of the things you want out of life, you're not going to be able to get. He talks down on parenthood as if he don't really like his kids. I would really like to see what the relationship is like between Blake, his kids, and his kids' mother. Because the way he speaks about parenting, it doesn't seem as if it's something very enjoyable for him. It doesn't seem like it's something he enjoys at all. It seems like it's something he regrets. And a lot of men do that. A lot of y'all like to have unprotected sex with women. And when you have children with them, now all of a sudden you want to find ways to malign the mother and to make the child, like just an aggravation to you because they didn't happen the way you wanted them to happen, that type of shit. So I'm just kind of looking at Blake like, I need to see what your relationship is like with your children, because you give emotionally detached. And I don't know how any woman would want to be with a man that has 3 children and he don't show them no real love. He talks about them children like, I have kids, and anybody with kids will tell you nobody wants kids. You can't do half of the shit you want to do with kids. It's like, can't you? Because you're on a whole fucking dating show right now with 3 baby mamas and 3 kids somewhere, and we have not seen them. But we know Jeffrey and them got to wake up every day with their kids. Like, right. Blake very much has that superiority complex as if he ain't a baby daddy. Nigga, you's a baby daddy. Calm down. Okay? But she Morgan told Blake that she feels like he is not worthy of the women on the show. He's lying to them. She doesn't think that he is a good guy. And she just wants to know who hurt him. And he says, I have kids already. So most people who do have them share the sentiment that I have, that you can't do 80% of the stuff you want to do once you have kids. She brings up the double life comment he made to Jeffrey. He says that, that was a cancer. And she was like, well, I see you as a cancer. And you're not benign. You're malignant. She said, every woman on this cast deserves better than you. I think you're a bad guy. She said, I think you need help. I think you need to go and talk to somebody. And it made me feel like we were missing something. I do realize that everybody's reacting to Jonique being kicked off, but it really does feel like more has happened. Blake has done more than what we have seen. And now the women all together really don't like him and would have kicked him off if not for the fact that production is trying to keep him on because he's entertaining, because he is going to be disrespectful to the women at some point. Susu doesn't even realize Blake wants to just be seen on the show. After the show is over, Blake ain't answering or calling Susu. Child, we gonna see, because you know how they like to do. If they getting attention from these shows and they can prolong the attention, they'll pretend like they want to be in those relationships to prolong the attention, or to at least stay in the relationship until everybody stops watching. Yeah, I don't feel like Blake is around those kids at all. Exactly. Some people do not like parenthood. Everyone doesn't hate their kids. Right. Like some of y'all just don't like y'all kids, and y'all should just admit it. Okay. And that's y'all. They are editing out what Blake has been doing. I'm convinced. Yes, it definitely feels as if there's a lot that has been edited out of this season in order to protect this man. And I would really like to know, besides what Jonique, told us, what else has Blake done? Because Morgan's response seemed to be mismatched. Like, just because he said that you wouldn't be able to have the kids you wanted to have. But nah, it feels like it's been more than that. He can't even blame having 3 kids on him being young, because he said he had them in different stages of his life. Exactly. I thought I missed the episode. You didn't. They are obviously editing things out. Yes, Bondy, the women wanted Blake gone since day one. They all saw what Jeffrey was talking about. Even the way Blake talks about Morgan in the lounge pissed me off. She wants kids at any cost. Like, she's desperate for kids. No, I'm just not willing to change what I want for myself for you. Duh. What's wrong with you? Because it's crazy. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all like the video. We're about to switch over. Okay, we're about to switch over to Love and Marriage DC, girl. Okay, so make sure y'all like the video. It's 280 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all like the video. Child, that is a total difference from the 1300 I had in here earlier. You will be like, we don't like you. We like you. We don't like you. We like you. I don't know why this thing keep moving. Stop. Keep moving. Anyway, y'all. Okay. Jeffrey is running that damsel in distress trope. She is husband hunting under any circumstances. Morgan was doing too much, something up. Even the men don't like him, but everyone's focusing on the women's disdain for him. Yeah, I'm done with the show after this season. I can't with the editing and the caliber of men too toxic. The caliber. The caliber. Bitch, read. The caliber. I don't know why it being capital. Fuck my head up. The caliber. Okay. All right, y'all. So Love and Marriage DC. Let's get into it. So Brittany. Okay, Brittany is the oldest daughter of the Tyler family. Okay, seems to be the one with the most sense. Invited everyone over to her house for intervention for Lil Jamie and to get him to go and talk to somebody. Everybody's worried about Lil Jamie. Grandmama, Arena and Jamie come over. Grandma start crying. Arena says she told Jamie that Lil Jamie sent her text messages saying he's not mentally okay. He doesn't want to be here. And Arena is worried. She can't just hear that type of stuff and not take it seriously like Jamie does. Arena is tired of them going back and forth. One week they good, the next week they not. Jamie says this is the ultimatum, okay? Because it was a lot of running back and forth and Lil Jamie needed a moment and all of this. But what it boils down to is that you obviously are talking about unaliving yourself, which means you need to talk to somebody. So when Jamie says it's an ultimatum, either you can completely move out of our house, move into your girlfriend's house, which was a shot at him because you still mad that he told you his girlfriend was the only person that holds him down. So you still mad about that. So you telling your son that if he doesn't go to see a psychiatrist, you're going to kick him out the house. And I agree with that. I'm sorry. I agree. Because I don't feel like he should still be living with y'all at this point anyway, if this is the way he handles his life. Because from what I understand, based on what we saw this episode, Jamie believes that Lil Jamie is out here getting money somehow to pay for the lifestyle that he's living. But when it comes to paying that ticket, he gonna call his parents and ask for the money, meaning you want to pay for what you want to pay for and you want us to pay for the other shit. And no, we're not letting you take advantage of us in that way. But then I have to ask Jamie, why did you buy him a car? If he's paying for his own lifestyle, that meant the nigga couldn't afford a car. So that means he can't afford the traffic tickets he get on the car. I'm sure you're paying the insurance and the car note. Y'all got him a car that y'all are paying for. He is 26 years old. Y'all are still doing way too much for him, if you ask me. And then when he continues to ask for shit, y'all get mad. You can't buy your son, your 26-year-old son, a car when he's not doing anything to earn it. You continue to give him things when he hasn't earned it, and then when he asks for your help, you get mad and berate him over it. Yeah, that's not just a Lil Jamie problem. That's a Tyler's problem. But I do want to say this because I am so tired of hearing this. Nobody is saying that these people don't love each other. Nobody is saying that Jamie doesn't love his son, that Jamie doesn't want the best for his son. I think we all recognize that they want their son to project the same fruitful image that they project, that you have your shit together, that you can take care of yourself, that you have integrity, that you are responsible, that you are good looking, clean, and dapper in the suits that we get you, okay? Like of course they want all of their kids to project the same imagery that they project, that they have their shit together. Of course they love them. Of course this is a struggle. But what ends up happening is if you have never taken accountability as the parent, you make it hard for your kid to take accountability because you haven't taught them how to do it. When Lil Jamie said that he didn't need a psychiatrist, I needed somebody to say, so you do understand that when you vocalize not wanting to be here, that means you need to go and talk to somebody because you should not feel that way. Y'all always make me feel like I'm the bad kid. I'm the bad guy. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. That's not true. But at the same time, you need to understand why you feel that way about yourself. And I'm so glad Dr. Cunningham, the therapist, asked Lil Jamie that question. You need to figure out what contributes. What do you do to contribute to the moments where you feel that way? It's not just your parents. It's you. I do love that Dr. Cunningham told him they can't want it more for him. But I even more so love the fact that Dr. Cunningham told Big Jamie, you can't get drunk and talk to your son like trash and then get mad when he responds. You also can't get mad when you speak negativity over your son and he lives up to said negativity. Jamie said he's still mad about times when Lil Jamie stole his car in high school and shit. And I'm like, you have yet to figure out that your son was doing all of that for your attention? If you're a police officer, you're a detective. You're always gone and away from the home because you're always working. They get more of your attention. You probably act as if you like the other police officers better, treat them better, nicer to them than you treat the mama and the family sometimes, because you probably can be a disrespectful, functioning alcoholic type person. You know what I'm saying? So Lil Jamie has a lot of issues with you, but you caused a lot of the issues he has within himself. It's a tough situation. But I feel like nobody's saying y'all don't love each other. And it's exhausting for y'all to get mad when people point things out to y'all that y'all obviously need to see. Because how long did it take y'all to go to therapy? Lil Jamie is 26 years old, and you say he been threatening this since he was 16? Since he was a teenager, stealing cars. A family with y'all type of access that got Lil Jamie in therapy a long time ago. And the fact that y'all had a blind son that probably had to go through all types of different types of therapy, and y'all had to think about his mental and how him not being able to see was going to make him feel about himself, and y'all had to combat that. So y'all understand mental health as it pertains to your blind kid, but you can't understand it as it pertains to the oldest that is obviously going through some type of manic depression. Like, the depression seems to happen frequently, because as much as Lil Jamie want to be online, acting like him and his daddy are good and everybody don't know what the fuck they talking about, you still look disheveled and depressed. I hope Dr. Cunningham gave you the phone number so you can call him the next time you feel away. And Big Jamie, you need to learn you can't just talk to your kids any kind of way. It's a lot of y'all that need to learn that. Y'all really think because y'all raised somebody that you can disrespect them and they should just deal with it and be okay with it. And if they're not okay with your disrespect, then they're disrespectful and they're not honoring their parents. That's how a lot of y'all act and a lot of y'all feel. And that's why a lot of kids don't want to be bothered with their parents, because I'm not about to become an adult and then you tell me it's okay for you to still hurt my feelings and talk to me fucking crazy, and I just got to sit there and deal with it because you my mama or you my daddy. No. The first thing about being an adult is you being able to choose whether you want to deal with somebody or not. And I honestly feel like on some level, Jamie keeps Lil Jamie dependent upon them, because he knows if it were not for the fact that Lil Jamie is financially dependent upon the family, he probably wouldn't be bothered with them at all. And that's not a good look. I'm just saying, this how I feel. So into what do I see? I don't want to miss anything. Jamie explains they bump heads a lot. The doctor tells Jamie he needs to handle things better at his big age. Jamie is still holding on to Lil Jamie making mistakes as a teenager. He has to learn how to hold back on the anger. Jamie admits that he has to work on himself. We are so grateful that you admitted that. I really hope that you really do work on yourself, Jamie, but something tells me I don't know if you really have, because I have to imagine that y'all have been getting therapy more than just this one time. And if y'all have been getting therapy since then, I need for you to stop arguing with people online for pointing out the obvious in your family dynamic. The very shit that you are now at a therapist session for, people have been saying about you, and you still get online to this day, these past few episodes, getting online, arguing and threatening people because they pointing out your anger issues. Yet here you say, I have anger issues. So I don't know if you really worked on it. I would really like to feel like y'all will keep going to therapy and keep talking and keep getting these things out so y'all can lay some of these burdens down. Because I understand, like, I feel like we all get it. Nobody's saying that y'all don't love y'all kids, but a lot of parents feel like they are above reproach. And you're not. You're not above reproach. The person who can tell you if you fucked up was the kid. They're the product of the parenting. And of course, it's not always the parents' fault. Every decision you make is not going to be the parents' fault. At some point, you have to take responsibility for yourself. That is obvious. But you can't tell your son he has to take responsibility for himself while you still do everything for him. So, yeah. And thank you. We had a really good time talking to Winter. My thing with Winter is that she doesn't make sense for this cast. And now I'm looking at Carlos in production like, what are y'all doing over there? And I say that because I feel like we knew last season that Winter didn't really fit in with this cast. So we didn't see a reason for her to come back. And now y'all have found an organic way for her to fit into the cast with Sherelle. But it still doesn't mean that y'all should be hanging out together and Winter should be inviting people to events that she's having. Like, oh, girl, the overproduction. Jamie always arguing with someone in everybody comments. He does often. And I just kind of be like, dude, like if you actually learn something about the anger issues that you have, then you're going to have to learn at some point to stop fucking arguing with everybody. Stop arguing with everybody about the shit they got to say about this show. Turn your comments off and get your ass off the internet, because you're never going to be able to fight everybody, Jamie. I don't even understand why you're getting yourself upset about the things these people say. Some of the shit going to be true. Some of it's going to be wrong. Take the shit you can use to be a better person and leave the rest where it's at. But yes, Winter and Sherelle meet up. Winter wants all of the women to come to her event. It don't make sense because they don't like her. Sherelle is feeling a way about what Arena said about Joy, and Joy saying that her husband was shady. So Joy and Sherelle meet up. And based on our interview with Winter, it feel like Sherelle and them be out here fighting people still to this day. And you know, in real life, there would have been a physical altercation because somebody called her husband shady. I just feel like Sherelle going way too hard because somebody called your husband shady. Like, your husband does business, doesn't he? If your husband does business and he was doing business before he got with you, that means that people have had interactions with him that may not always be the best, and it has nothing to do with you. You shouldn't feel like you have to fight your man's battles to this extent. I can't be around somebody that feel like my husband's shady. Well, Joy wasn't really trying to be around you. If you notice, whenever you were around, Joy was like mum's the word or disappearing into the background or not showing up at all because she didn't want to be around you in black. So you were just trying to make a scene happen. You was just trying to have a moment, Sherelle. And honestly, I'm annoyed. I know everybody wanted to feel good about Sherelle going in on Arena because Arena is messy. But essentially, I wanted you to go in on Joy or something. But why are you going in on Arena because she used the word shady? It sounds like your husband is shady based on what Joy said. And the only people that should have something to say about that situation for real is Joy and Black. And you stood in front of your husband like a fucking offensive lineman or some shit like that when he could have had a conversation with Joy and this could have been handled. This didn't really have anything to do with Arena. Arena work on my nerves with the delusion as well. But this is one of them times where I was like, girl, I don't know what you walking up to this lady for, like you about to fight her because she said somebody said your husband was shady. Girl, get the fuck out of here with that. Have a moment at another time. But having that moment at Quick's event, girl, I'm gonna get to it. But first, let's talk about Joy and Sherelle, because I feel like, Joy, were you scared you was gonna get beat up by Sherelle or something? Because when Winter said that Sherelle it would have been handled in the street, it made me feel like so Sherelle was going to beat Joy up or something. And that's why Joy decided to play stupid and act like she ain't say what she said. Talking about, well, I didn't say the word shady. Girl, you called the lady husband shady. You called him shady. And your point was the business dealings that y'all had before he even got with her is what makes him shady. And she like, but he's with me now. And nobody gives a fuck, Sherelle. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're with him now. If the shit happened and she feel like he's shady, then that's it. That's it. Like, you're not going to be able to change another grown woman's mind about something that happened in her life. I don't even know you. Like, that's what I would have been like, yeah, I called him shady. And it don't have nothing to do with you. I don't even know you. But I know you married to him, so no. I don't want to be cool or around anybody that's shady like Black. Now what? You gonna fight me because I said the nigga shady? And you gonna be an old shady fighting bitch when we're done? You gonna be a shady bitch too. Now what? We gonna fight again? What, you gonna keep fighting because somebody said you shady? You trying to get arrested? Because I'm the motherfucker that'll tase you and call the police. She attacked me. She's twice my size. Nah, for real. Sherelle look like she a good 5'7", 5'9". I'm like 5'4". I ain't got time. 5'3". I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna tase you. Okay? Ain't nobody going through all of this with y'all. Sitting up here trying to fight somebody because they have an opinion about your husband before he was even your husband. Girl, go to hell. But Joy, you was acting like you was scared. And I don't know why. I don't know why you was acting scared, sitting up there talking about, I wasn't going to be doing it. Da, da, da. Girl, listen, at that table, you threw Arena under the bus so that Sherelle wouldn't come across the table on you. Is that what it was? You shouldn't have even met with her if you was going to sit down and punk out. I'm just saying, because I feel like she punked out. Like, yeah, I said he was shady. And we going to fight on Oprah's network because I said your husband got shady business dealings? That's my opinion about what I went through with him, bitch. You wasn't even there. I know what he told me. That ain't got nothing to do with me, what he told you. This between what happened with me and him. I don't even know why you talking to me about this. That's how I would have felt. So I was looking at Joy like, Joy, you really punked out. That's disappointing. But Joy explained that Mambo Sauce, the group they were in, got signed to do a tour. 2 members quit. They hired 2 more members. The tour did great. And then Black decided that Sherelle's husband decided he wanted to bring back the old members and get rid of the new members who did all of the work on the tour. And Joy said that was messed up. She didn't like that shit. And so Black told, I guess, whoever was in charge of the label or whatever was going on, he was like, well, if y'all don't use the 2 old dudes, then I'm not going to be a part of it. And he was like the head rapper and she was the head singer. So she felt like he ruined that opportunity for them, trying to protect his friends, and everybody lost the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's how she feels about it. She's entitled to feel that way, Sherelle. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You could feel a way about her not liking your husband or calling him shady, but again, nothing to do with you. It's given because you got a big ass and big legs and big hips and shit. You're going to be trying to move people around with your body. And I want all you big bitches to know I'm tasing y'all because y'all love hip checking people and using y'all body against people because y'all want to bully somebody. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that I felt like Sherelle was like trying to bully people. Girl, don't nobody care. Like, the nigga shady. Now what? It ain't even that deep. And she was just like on a warpath about this man being called shady. And to me, the fact that he stood behind you at Quick's event while you made all of that hoopla over him being called shady, like, honestly, I'm looking at him even more so like, nigga, you just was standing behind her mute. I ain't hear you say nothing. I ain't see you do nothing. You was just standing there. And he's supposed to be the man, but you standing in front of him like you security. Girl, I guess. Ashley didn't tell Quick that their son got suspended because someone stole his jacket. Y'all, Quick is so disingenuous to me. Like, the fact that Quicksilver Way used to be named Shady Side Road makes so much sense. Not just because Quick got stabbed and shot and shit on Shady Side, but also because he is shady himself. Everything about him gives fake to me. I want to project and pretend like I'm so good and I'm comparing myself to other people. Like, what did Lil Jamie have to do with this? Lil Jamie is not a bad kid, y'all. I hate that he's depressed and he's irresponsible. He's not a bad kid, okay? Bad kids put shit in girls' drinks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He stole a car when he was a teenager. Yes, it's a bad thing. Yes, does not make him a bad kid, okay? Bad kids are kids that you really can't, like, fix like that. You know what I'm saying? They be all, all over the place, angry, ruining everything, just dismantling everything, in every step of their wake. And he not like that. He not like that. He's depressed. He's going through a hard time. He's irresponsible. He might be a little lazy, and that might have something to do with the depression. But ultimately, I don't think he's a bad kid. And for Quick to be sitting up there comparing Lil Jamie to his son over a fight over a stolen jacket? Quick. Then, okay, so the little boy explains that he went to the classroom. The dude who stole his jacket, he stole his book bag and was like, if you give me my jacket, I'll give you your book bag. They started fighting. So Quick is like, so what if his backpack had drugs or a gun in it and he said that you did it? And I'm like, if he went and took the boy book bag in front of everybody, then everybody would have saw he didn't have a chance to put shit in his book bag. But I get it. You never know, okay? Everybody remembers that. You remember that Stevie Wonder song? Living just enough for the city. Living just enough for the city. Yeah, I hate it because now I'm singing the newer version in a new jack. I hate that I'm singing that version, but the older version, la 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 la. La 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 la. Y'all know that song by in Hot Time, Mississippi. If you ever heard the long version of that song, there's a portion in that song where this guy from Mississippi gets to the big city. Oh, wow. And somebody runs up to him and throws drugs in his hand and then runs past him. And the police pull up on the man that just got off the bus. And now he's in jail because I guess back then we couldn't check the bus. I don't know. But still, I love that version too. But y'all know, like, a lot of black people heard that growing up. And so a lot of them will have that type of mindset about things. Anything, they could have just passed anything off to you and you would have been in trouble about it. And I did get the point that Quick was trying to make, but it always feels like he's embellishing so that he can make the situation seem bigger than what it is, so he can make himself look like the big dad. I'm the big guy that's going to call my son down here. You're not going to be like little Jamie. There need to be consequences. We didn't hear anything about any consequences. You're not even home to make sure that your son is punished because you're not even home to make sure that he goes to school. Talking about Ashley didn't tell you about what happened with y'all's son. To me, it shows that she does most of the raising, which is why whatever you say about accountability or being punished is going to go in one ear out the other. Because if Ashley, the one that's always there with him, feels like he doesn't need to be punished, then he probably won't be punished. So what you doing is bullshit right now. You just want to put on a show for everybody and pretend like you the big bad daddy that's going to keep his kid in line, unlike Jamie did, right? That's what you was doing in that moment. Yeah, it's the same thing with him, getting the Shady Side Road shit turned to Quicksilver way. Now you all bucked up and everything. But essentially, like, he does a lot of that projecting, y'all. Like, he does a lot of embellishing to make himself look better than Jamie. It's very weird. But all in all, I feel like that's the personality. I don't know why, but the personality is to always try to compare themselves to other people. I think Quick is always comparing himself to other people. And that's not a good quality. It shows like a deep insecurity. Everybody needs to go to therapy. Everybody needs to go to therapy. I'm going to become a TV therapist at some point. I think I'll be really good at being a TV therapist with real credentials. Anyway, now here comes Sherelle wanting to clear the L with Arena in her bob. Sherelle says Arena was playing with her family and marriage, calling Black shady. I was like, oh my God, girl, seriously? She was playing with your marriage and family? Girl, go to hell. Go to hell. And then I feel like if you want to talk about somebody playing, you need to direct that shit to Joy, since she the one that said all that shit about your husband. Arena was like, girl, what you talking about? That's the words that your husband sounds shady. And she was like, no, what you mean? Da 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 da. Girl, if you don't calm your fucking ass down, all these dignitaries and government people, and this is a hood street called Shady Side, and you trying to start an argument, like an argument won't start out with everybody running and everybody get trampled and somebody get shot. We don't know what could happen. Shut up. Just making a big deal out of nothing, talking about you about to check her. You should put a ring on it, Bondi. I will whenever they start. They didn't start yet, did they? They got a new therapist. I saw that. She seems a little bit more lively, which I like. But Arena just simply says that all of that shady shit was what Joy said. Sherelle says, well, she didn't use the words you use. Arena brings out the dictionary on her phone like, ma'am, this is what the words mean. Okay, we are arguing semantics at this point. Joy just gets to sit back and be quiet and say nothing while Arena and Sherelle argue about what Joy said to Arena about Black. I really do think Sherelle wanted to go at Arena just to make a moment of it, I guess. I don't know. But Ashley was like, I'm about to beat everybody ass because y'all are ruining this moment for my husband, okay? He got shot and stabbed on this street. Now it's getting named after him and y'all out here fighting. I feel like that's only right. That's only right, my girl. But yeah, I'm not really liking Sherelle. I know y'all wanted me to feel like, oh, Sherelle was getting in a rain of ass, but I gotta go for what makes sense. And at the end of the day, in this moment, you doing the most. And we barely even see your husband face because the camera is barely on him because it's always on you bucking and running your mouth on his behalf. Let that man say something for him, for himself. You know what I'm saying? Not Kenneth and Shorty drove that doctor away. Cheryl was talking about Arena's Bob, but later on in the show had on a whole sheep at girl. She had a wigs on her head a few times that I was like, no. A TV therapist and offer services to us. Yes, that's my plan. Actually, I'm about to start the process of getting back into school. I said I was gonna give myself this week to collect myself, but next week is trying to get back in school for May. I think that's when it starts. April, May is like the deadline for fall. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to school, y'all. I'm so scared. I hated school. I was good in it, but I hated it. But I feel like this would very much suit me, and I feel like it's what I should be doing anyway, since it's where my content is going, and it's kind of it's where I'm at with it anyway. So I'm feeling like if I get the certification to be a professional counselor, then come on TV shows, because y'all need somebody that's gonna speak real but that actually has like credentials and shit to talk about these things, because y'all be needing help. Y'all be needing help, and y'all be needing somebody that's entertaining that can help. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna go back to school, and hopefully I won't have to be in school too damn long, child, but I'm going back to school and go ahead and try to get my master's and all of that, child. I'm gonna be out here 2 degrees on you hoes. I'm gonna try. But I've decided that that's what I'm going to do. So y'all pray for me. But yeah, y'all, that was the show. I'm getting my master's in HR. I feel you on school, but you definitely got this. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all for the encouragement, because I am so not looking forward to FAFSAs and financial aid and homework. But I'm looking forward to what I can learn, what I can give to my platform, and how I could possibly create a more stable situation for myself with this, you know what I'm saying, on top of what I'm doing here, because I ain't got time. Yeah, master's in psychology with focusing on counseling. But yeah, because you can do therapist or you can do counseling, and I would like to do counseling. But yeah, so I'm doing my research. I'm gonna talk to some people. I'm gonna go down there to the schools and see what they say, and hopefully it won't be so hard, just to get in the process and everything. As an adult, it's totally different. You got this. Oh, thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. Knowing I'm old enough to be your mom and I'm currently in school for psychology. Okay, I appreciate that. Look, thank y'all. But I'm about to go. Because last night, because I wasn't feeling good, I didn't get a chance to eat the crawfish that I got for myself. So I'm about to go get me some crawfish right now. And then I'm going to eat the pot of beans that I cooked later, since I already ate it for lunch. Okay? But today is a chill day. Okay? I ain't doing no more work. I am tired, girl. Okay? It's amazing that I even came to y'all today. But I think I am going to give y'all the Players Club this week. So, and now that we're growing the Players Club, look out for it. There will be a BondyBlue show. There's going to be a BondyBlue show tomorrow before the Ooh Ladies first panel. The Ooh Ladies first panel is on Jamie's channel tomorrow. So I'll probably give y'all the the BBS tomorrow. And then I'll give y'all the Now That We're Grown Players Club probably either Friday or Saturday. All right. Love to review American Gangster Trap Queens. Oh, I love that show. You can do it. I'm getting my master's in education. The hardest part can be just getting started. That's what I feel like. You break it all down in only a way that you can. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I got you. Looking forward to the content when you start reading and writing papers. Listen, that's the stuff I'm not looking forward to. But my therapist told me the more I zero in on the things I'm passionate about, the easier it'll be for me. So, right now is, mostly centered on Black women and our image of ourselves. And that's where I'm at with it right now. So hopefully Yeah, I got this, I'm sure. But it's just like, oh, girl, it's just not today. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming through. Yes, exactly. That's why I said counseling. That's why I said counseling. Okay. Um, but I'm gonna do it. But yeah, y'all, I'm out because I need some rest. I'm tired, y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like the video on the way out, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.